Hey, this is former LA Birds and Philadelphia Warriors skater Little Richard Brown. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you'll be notified whenever a new Roller Games video is uploaded. Thanks for your support, and thanks for being part of Roller Games.
So fans, the viewing fans, please bear with us. We will point out the jammers to you as this game progresses. Remember now, the helmets were lost during their shipment to the building where these two teams are skating. It's the Chicago Hawks and the T-Birds. By the sound of the whistle, the jam will get underway. The score, as the game we join already in progress, is 57-45. The Hawks on top of the T-Birds. All right, now this is Barbara Williams for the Hawks. Barbara Williams, number 36, the lead jammer. We'll point out the jammers to you as this game goes on, and we're sorry for the inconvenience. All right, big Barbara Williams now, lead jammer, moving up to, look out, this is Liz Hernandez of the T-Birds. Liz Hernandez defending here. And number 37 there you see skating away for the Hawks is Joan Killer Kazmersky. Okay, there's Barbara Williams now getting by Hernandez, and Williams determined to pick up a few big points. On the late chase there is number 6, the T-Bird sweetheart, and that is none other than Terry Lynch. They call her the Red-Headed Flame. Okay, Williams going down, but not before she picks up 4 points on that play, and the Hawks 61, the Thunderbirds 45. And Peter, do you have any comments so far on this?
Okay, in this period, the one to watch will be number 6, Terry Lynch, the red-headed girls captain of the T-Birds, and of course Joan Kazmersky, the girls captain of the Hawks, as I speak.
Now there's Liz Hernandez, Peter. I don't know if you saw it, but Liz Hernandez just poked Kazmersky, and Kazmersky going back, and
that's Lynch right there now with Kazmersky.
Yeah, and there's referee
Sid Harness
and Johnny Rodriguez. Well, I'll tell you, the referees really have a tough job, and we've got a little fight going here between Terry Lynch and the killer Joan Kazmersky. The redhead Joan, or make it Terry Lynch. Kazmersky going back at Terry Lynch, and I believe there's a penalty on
I think they're both going to get a penalty.
Yep, both of them. So now, Peter, what do they do in a case like this? Now, can they substitute for other skaters?
No, they've got to sit. They can put someone else in the box, but they can't go on the track themselves until the penalty time has been
for the duration of that.
Duration, whether it be a 1 minute or 2 minute penalty.
I see. In other words, so both skaters now they're skating shorthanded.
Right, they'll skate 4 and 4 now.
Okay. So on this particular jam here is number 5, Judy Sowinski. Remember now, fans, the helmets for this particular game did not arrive. They were lost in shipment. So we'll call out the jammers as the game goes on. All right, this is Sowinski now moving up to Judy Arnold and Barbara Williams. They're defending there for the Hawks. Arnold and Williams working on Judy Sowinski. Yes, sir, they're pouring it on Sowinski now. There's Williams taking over where Arnold left off, and they call the play off, and there's a timeout being called, I believe. Yep, a timeout is being called. There's Williams warning Liz Hernandez. There's Hernandez now. Yep, the clock is stopped. There's a timeout on the track. The score is 61-45, and Peter, with that timeout, 57, or make it 61, the T-Birds 45. All right, now we're back to the live action, the pack getting intact here. And Peter, so far, the Hawks, they're leading the game. Now, what do you think their chances are as far as the Thunderbirds or the T-Birds coming back here?
Well, I think the Hawks are going to win this game. I'm going to go out on a limb, Ed, and say I think the Hawks are going to win the game. I think they've got too many guns up top. Pound is excellent skater, and right here.
And this is Carol Choice going down for the Thunderbirds. Carol Choice, and the lone jammer here now is Judy Arnold. Judy Arnold. Okay, Arnold now. Moving up to Joan Kazmersky, the killer. All right, and Peter, it's just been a game here where the Thunderbirds have to battle back, and right now they have their ace out there, Judy Arnold. Arnold Kazmersky has the decoy. This could be trouble here. Judy Arnold.
She's going to break through. They're opening up on the double block each time. You see, she goes to break through, they open up.
Okay,
and she's giving some kind of hit. She drops.
There's Arnold now, and look at, oh, my aching back.
That was a little misdirected play, I would say.
I think so.
She went to lay in front of the two blockers, and
there's Arnold complaining to referee Sid Harness. Sid Harness now, and Arnold says, well, I hurt my butt back there, but referee Harness says there's nothing I can do about that. All right, the pack getting intact now. Both teams at full strength. All righty, the score, Hawks 61, Thunderbirds 46. No change in the score. All right, this is Kazmersky up front. And right behind is Judy Sowinski, number 5 of the T-Birds. Sowinski up to Killer Kazmersky. All right, here's Liz Hernandez, number 6. We'll make it Terry Lynch checking out Kazmersky. Meanwhile, Sowinski is on the move. Look at Terry Lynch. Terry Lynch battles back, knocks both Kazmersky and Williams against the rail, paving the way here for Sowinski. Judy Sowinski eyeing the situation now, moving up to Barbara Williams. Williams defending. There's Sowinski, there's Kazmersky now, look out. Now Sowinski being double teamed, this could be trouble. Sowinski trying to move out. She's trying to break away. Can she do it? This is going to be a tough deal. Peter, they've got her tied up, and there isn't a thing she can do right now. On a late chase now for the Hawks is Judy Arnold. Look out! Arnold up and over and going down. So Terry Lynch supported her teammate Sowinski, came back and actually got Kazmersky and Williams to look the other way, and instead they took their own teammate Judy Arnold down. So the score now remains 61-46. The Hawks on top of the T-Birds. And Peter, what do you have to say on that particular play?
That was a little bit different from what we're used to seeing. There's something I want to point out with this track too, Ed. You'll see on the right-hand side of your screen, there's a gate. You see the skater getting through the gate now.
Yes.
Watch out for that gate.
Now, is this an old-time track, Peter?
There's, some tracks are built with gates and some aren't. Some brand new tracks are built with gates. But watch out for that gate. That can really be a killer. I've seen people go into that gate and they don't get up for quite a while.
All right, Peter, and we could also mention to our fans, our new roller derby game viewers, that remember only those skaters with the helmets on are eligible to score. But in this particular game here, the helmets were lost in shipment. They did not arrive into the building, and well, they just didn't arrive, period. They were just lost in shipment. And right now, you see jammers here. We're calling out the jammers for you. And there's Terry Lynch taking down 2 Hawks, and Lynch getting back up, and she's going to score. Terry Lynch with the aid of number 4, Liz Hernandez, and 3 T-Bird points on the play. 3 T-Bird points. And the score now is 61-49. The Hawks on top of the T-Birds. The pack getting intact now. The sound of the whistle, the jam will get underway. Peter, that's referee Johnny Rodriguez up there. And what do you know about him?
He's a Los Angeles-based referee, Ed. Officiates not every night of the week. They do have these referees on rotation, so you'll probably find that if you skate 5 nights in Los Angeles, you'll see Johnny Rodriguez maybe once or twice in that time.
I see. Now, what about there's Dave Pound in the front of your screen there with the beard. Dave Pound, and the men will be getting back on the track shortly, and we'll talk about Dave Pound a little later on. But right now, the girls are still on the track here, and it's the score here is 61-56. The Hawks on top of the Thunderbirds. All right, number one for the T-Birds is Sally Vega, and Barbara O'Leary right behind. All right, and here she is, Sally Vega getting by the pack, calling it off, and two big T-Bird points on the play. Two big T-Bird points. And there's Kazmersky going down, and the girls have a little Donnybrook gone. All right, Kazmersky is down, and she's holding her face. Evidently, she got punched in the nose. There's the coach of the Hawks right there, Dave Pound. Peter, you skated against him. Did you ever skate with him?
Never skated with him, but I skated a lot of times against him. And that's the end of the period, Ed. 58-61, and we'll be right back.
This is former T-Bird skater Honey Sanchez. The Roller Games broadcast is brought to you by the new book Rolling Thunder, The Rise and Fall of the LA T-Birds. Enjoy the skating action.
Well, Peter, as you know, we're going to stay on the air here for a while and talk about that particular period. Very interesting, and he knows exactly what spot to get you.
He never misses. He gets that same spot each time.
That's unbelievable. Okay, the men are on the track now. The score, the Thunderbirds 58, the Hawks 61. All right, this is Danny Riley up front, another redhead. Danny Riley.
This is the two coaches, Ed.
Two coaches,
First
right.
jam, and they're both out there.
And Dave Pound knocks down Danny Riley. Now, Dave Pound, a good skater in his own right. Am I right, Peter?
An excellent skater, yes.
All right, Pound moving up to the redhead. The coach, Danny Riley. It's coach versus coach right now. It's the Hawks from Chicago and the T-Birds. All right, Dave Pound now, slowing down the pace.
Here's that back-off move I told you about. He'll back off, then he'll pick up speed. Here he goes, picking up speed, getting up that high side of the track, trying to pick up more speed, coming up into Riley.
All right, now, there's Riley now blocking Pound. He's working on him.
He didn't pick up enough speed by the look of it.
No, he didn't. All right, now, there he's on a bank. He's coming down on the straightaway now. There's Pound studying the situation. He's up to the redhead. Riley! Now Riley trying to contain Pound. Pound hits the rail and finally placing his hands on his hips and calling the play off. No score. And I'm just saying right now, Peter, that Dave Pound is very much dejected.
Well, I can't understand why he did that. He may be playing a little game with Riley, trying to lull him into a little bit of confidence.
In other words, he's got something up his sleeve then.
Well, he always has something up his sleeve, but why to cut it off at that particular time, I don't know, although his team is leading 61-58.
Okay, the pack getting intact now. The jam is on. Remember now, for you old new roller game viewers, only those skaters with the helmets on are eligible to score, but in this particular case, the helmets were lost in shipment, and we are pointing out the jammers for you. Okay, we had a one-on-one situation now. Down goes for the Hawks Abel Lara, number 36. He went down. And the lead jammer here right now is Little Richard Brown. Brown moving up to Dave Pound. Pound defending. Look at that. Look at Dave Pound containing the jammer and the blocker. Riley defending. Richard trying to get by. Look at Pound. He's a one-man gang out there right now. Riley trying to get Pound out of the way. There's Richard. Look at Dave Pound. You got to give credit to this guy. Richard up to him, and look at Riley. Riley missing the block on Pound, comes back and drops his own man. Oh, that's a tough play there for the T-Birds. And look at Dave Pound. He's got smiles from ear to ear right now, Peter.
That's a good play by Pound, sidestepping just at the right time. Riley doing the pivot block, half pivot block, coming back to knock Pound down or out of the way. Pound knowing all along what was going to happen, just waiting for the right time and the sidestep. Perfect play by Pound.
Okay, the pack getting intact and the score remains Hawks 61, T-Birds 58. We do have some audio problems, so please bear with us, fans. All right, the sound of the whistle, the jam will get underway. We're in a men's skating period now. All righty, it's coach versus coach again. Yes, sir. It's going to be Dave Pound and Danny Riley, one-on-one. Dave Pound scampering out, Riley right behind, a one-on-one situation. Let's see, look out, Pound goes down as Riley connects, and a play well executed. So Riley, the lone jammer, and he's going to try and go coast to coast right now. Danny Riley up to Pound. Pound working down on that knee.
There's that
and I
leg
think
block.
this is what you mean. Am I right, Peter?
He started with that leg block. There it is again.
There it is again.
And that lump will be coming up on Riley's leg right now.
That's really
He's got to
something.
do something quick. He can't take those kind of blocks too long.
And look at that hip block by Riley on Pound. Pound going down. He's getting back up. He's up to Riley again. Look out, look out. Pound's got him and leads Riley right into the Hawk penalty box. And I believe 2 points on that play. 2 T-Bird points. And Riley could be hurt here, shaken up, I know that. That was a tough play. A tough play. And the score here is 61-58. And we have a timeout. It's the T-Birds and the Hawks, and the score is Thunderbirds 60, the Hawks 61. And again, fans, we are having a little technical difficulty with the audio portion of the program, so please bear with us. Okay, this is number 1, Little Richard Brown, and he's got Abel Lara. Abel Lara. Okay, and here we go now. This is Greg Robertson. Robertson, the lead jammer. Robertson moving up to his coach, Danny Riley. Okay, now there's 2 jammers here. Look out. This is Frank Macedo defending for the Hawks. Frank Macedo. All right, Robertson and Riley. Let's see how they're going to fare on this one. Macedo looking on. Riley and Robertson, they're getting ready for the opportune time. There's Macedo. So far, so good. This could be trouble on Macedo because it's 2 on 1. Look at Robertson. He sneaks around the other way. And what a brilliant play by the Thunderbird team. A very good play there. A good play. That was 1 point each team on that play. That's right, 1 point each team. And it's now 62. Oh, it's all tied up at 2. Or it's 62, rather. The pack getting intact now. There's Jess Adams on the track for the Hawks. Jess Adams, number 35. Pack getting intact now. All right, there's Adams blocking out one of the Thunderbirds. On the move now with the lead. The jammers here in question. It's Macedo, Frank Macedo and Ralph Velez. Macedo and Velez. Okay, that's Greg Robertson for Los Angeles. He stumbles, goes down. All right, at the rear of the pack now. We're waiting, look out, Robertson goes down again. This could be a double scoring threat here for the Hawks. And one Thunderbird in the infield and 8 big points, 4 each for Macedo and Lara. Or Velez, rather. So to score now, the Hawks 70, the Thunderbirds 63. 8 big points. And Peter, you got to give the Hawk team credit. They had a double scoring threat. They kept it up. They just kept the pressure on the T-Birds.
They kept that T-Bird jammer going over the rail. They kept him out of the picture all the way. Pound was back there at the right time to get rid of the jammer at the right time. Then took his 2 people through for points. They score 8 points and now lead 70-63. A fine play by Pound.
All right. And
See the pack picking up here again now.
this is the Thunderbirds. They're going with Velez and Payne. Velez in pain for the Hawks.
It's Ralphie Velez, and that's Eddie Payne for the Thunderbirds there.
Or Thunderbirds, that's right, Eddie Payne.
Eddie Payne.
All right, it's 1-on-1 here. All right. Eddie Payne, number 3. Velez, number 32. Ralph Velez. He's up. A 1-on-1 situation here. Look out, Velez hits the rail, and Eddie Payne trying to get by, but he gets knocked against the rail by number 37, Dave Pound. Dave Pound is up to his old tricks, Peter.
He got him for 1 point, but Pound, that's all Pound's going to concede. 1 point puts him up. He's probably got him hung over that rail there somewhere. It's his usual trick.
And that's, well, that's a dangerous play, too. Now, this particular rail has no paddings on it. Am I right, Peter?
This rail doesn't appear to have the padding on it, just on the turnbuckles where each upright joins the rail.
And that's even worse.
It is even worse. This is one of your older tracks with that open gate, as I said before. Keep your eye on that gate.
All right, the pack getting intact now. To sound the whistle, the jam will get underway. The score is the Hawks 70, the T-Birds 64.
Eddie Payne picked up 1 point in that last
the Hawks
play.
on that one, that's
Pound,
right.
yeah.
Okay, this is Frank Macedo and Danny Riley, a 1-on-1 situation right now. 1-on-1. Riley knocks down Frank Macedo, so it knocks the Hawk out of the jamming contention here. It's Danny Riley moving up to Dave Pound now. Pound defending for the Hawks. His team leads at 70 to 64. All right, there's Riley at the rear. There's Dave Pound. Look out, Pound is a very dangerous skater. Very dangerous. Riley knows it, and he's got his job cut out for him. Dave Pound. There he is. Okay. Now, this is trouble here. Look out. Now, Riley trying to put it in high gear. Number 7 for the Thunderbirds. Roger Schroeder is trying to distract Pound's attention, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Hey, there's Riley from the outside. He scores. Now he's pursuing Dave Pound. He wants to pick up another point. He's up and maybe over the rail. Pound knocks him against the rail, and over the rail goes Riley.
He's got that arm hooked around that upright too, Ed. See there? Pound's got that arm hooked. He's got his skate on his hand.
He is something else, I'll tell you. He is something else, and what a play that was.
That's the end of the period.
And we're going to be back with more skating action, but first these important words.
Hi, this is Gina Valadares. My father, Ralphie, spent most of his career with the Thunderbirds. This Roller Games broadcast is brought to you by the new book, Rolling Thunder, The Golden Age of Roller Derby and the Rise and Fall of the LA T-Birds. Enjoy the skating action.
And
we've got some kind of a situation going on there with some spectators, Ed. This can sometimes develops into a pretty ugly scene.
Exactly.
We don't like to see it. We don't like spectators getting on the track. You see Pound there.
He's yelling right at the
He's
fans.
actually urging them to come up on the track, and I've seen it happen, and it's not a very pretty picture what happens to these people when they get on the track. So my advice to you all out there, if you do ever go to a roller derby games, don't get on the infield.
That's for sure, because you'll be sorry for it after. Okay, the girls are on the track now for the 7th skating period of the game, their final skating period of the game. And as we noted in the beginning of the game, that we join the Hawks and Thunderbirds already in progress. All right, this is Barbara O'Leary and Sally Vega. Vega wearing number 1 for the T-Birds. Vega goes down. A fine block there by Barbara O'Leary. So O'Leary wearing number 33, the lead jammer. And let's see now. Here's Judy Arnold. Arnold up to O'Leary now. They're talking a little bit of strategy. And let's see how they're going to fare on this one. Arnold and O'Leary. At the rear, Terry Lynch. All right, the two Hawks are moving up. Arnold, O'Leary, there's that spin whip, and look out, this could be a tough one. There's Arnold! Both Arnold and O'Leary going down, and no score, no Hawk score. And the score remains Hawks 70, and the T-Birds 68. What a play that was. And Peter, that's also a dangerous play too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you can get spun into the infield, and when you're out of control or going backwards, you don't really know which way you're going to go. And especially if you're the one doing the holding, that's fine. But if the other person's holding you, they can let go of you at any time, and you're out of control. And that's where the dangerous part comes into it.
Has that play ever worked? Have you seen it?
I've seen the play work once or twice, yeah, but it's an easy play to nullify. It's easy to stop.
Okay, we're back to the pack now. The pack is intact. The jam is underway. And Arnold, O'Leary, it's Vega and Sawinski for the Birds. Okay, this is Arnold and O'Leary. Look out. The two T-Birds and Vega and Sawinski, they're having a tough time. Both jammers going down. So that knocks the Thunderbirds out of this jammers contention here. So Arnold and O'Leary, the lead jammers, at the present time the only jammers eligible to score. At the rear now, it's going to be Vega and Sawinski. They're going to defend here for their T-Bird team. And let's see how they fare. O'Leary and Arnold. All right. Now the Barbara Williams is like a decoy for the Hawks. There's Barbara Williams spinning around, knocking Vega against the rail, knocks Sawinski down, and this is going to be trouble for the Thunderbirds. Judy Arnold, Barbara O'Leary, they're picking up a few. Now these points will be doubled here, there's no question. Terry Lynch, the lone Thunderbird, on her feet. Let's see how the Hawks fare. Time running out of the jam. O'Leary going down, and Arnold hitting the rail, going over. But a total of 8 Chicago Hawk points. 8 Hawk points for each Judy Arnold and Barbara O'Leary. And the score now, the Hawks 78 and the T-Birds 68. The pack getting intact. And Peter, what did you think of that play?
That's a standard play, really, Ed. It's 9 times out of 10 it'll get you the points if you don't pull it too much during the game. Once or twice during the game, you can use a play like that. I thought Lynch did a good job getting out of the pack when she did, and then backed up by Hernandez at the end there. Lynch railing one, Hernandez coming through, backing up, getting rid of the other jammer.
All right, now the girls, the pack is getting intact. And the score, as we mentioned, Hawks 78 and the Thunderbirds 68. The pack getting intact. All right, for the T-Birds now. See, up front is Carmen Sugar Thompson, number 2. But she's not a jammer at this point. It's going to be Liz Hernandez and Barbara Williams for their respective teams. Liz Hernandez wearing number 4. Williams for the Hawks. Look out! Williams hitting the rail and going over. Liz Hernandez, number 4. Moving up to the killer, Joan Kazmersky. Kazmersky defending for the Hawks. Now it's Hernandez's job to get by, but look at Barbara Williams now. She's blocking out Terry Lynch. So Lynch trying to get back to help out Hernandez, but to no avail because Williams is pouring it on Lynch, and meanwhile Kazmersky is containing Vega, or making Hernandez, and Hernandez! Wow, Kazmersky leads Hernandez right out of the track through that open gate as we mentioned, Peter, and that could be very, very dangerous.
As I mentioned up the front of the program, Ed, watch the gate. They're going to put someone out through the gate, and I think we're going to go to a timeout right now.
What's the score?
78, Hawks 68, T-Birds.
We'll be right back. T-Birds 68, 78 to 68. All right, the girls on the track, the pack getting intact now. And again, fans, we'd like to point out we are having a technical difficulty with the audio portion of the program, so please bear with us. All righty. It's young Miss Choice for the T-Birds. And Carol Choice, and that's Barbara Williams. Barbara Williams, number 36 on the move. There's Jess Adams giving a little voice of encouragement to Barbara Williams. Barbara Williams now moving up to number 6, Terry Lynch. right, there's Lynch. Now Hernandez working on Kazmersky, and Lynch is working on Barbara Williams. Terry Lynch. Look out, Barbara Williams in big trouble. Number 4 is Liz Hernandez. And look out now, look out, Terry Lynch. Hey, look at this! Both Hernandez and Lynch leading both Williams and Kazmersky out of that open gate there, Peter, and we mentioned this before. Now, the Hawks got a taste of their own medicine.
Right, it was just a matter of time before the T-Birds came back and did the same thing to them.
I still say, Peter, it's very dangerous.
It is dangerous. I think I'd rather skate on tracks without gates.
Okay, Kazmersky and Williams not too happy with that one, but they got a taste of their own medicine, as we mentioned. All right, the score remains Hawks 78 and the T-Birds 68. All right, about 2 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in this skating period. The pack getting intact now. Carol Choice, I believe, will be the jammer here. All right, the jam is on. Carol Choice for the T-Birds. Carol Choice. They call her Cece. Okay, now she's on the move. And they call off the play here. They call off the play, and they're calling a timeout. And we're going to come back with more skating action. And don't you go away with the score. Hawks 78, T-Birds 68. We'll be right back. In this period, and Terry Lynch and Barbara Williams just had a little battle. And the referees there, Sid Harkness and Johnny Rodriguez, breaking it up. Yes, sir. Who's that little fella out there on the infield, Peter?
That's the T-Bird mascot. He's out of uniform tonight. I don't know what happened to his shirt's probably with the helmet's head. That's little Angie. His name's little Angie, and he is the T-Bird mascot.
Okay. Back to the jamming action now. 1:20 remaining in this period. All right, Kazmersky up front. And Terry Lynch, the two captains for their respective teams. There's Lynch coming back, and Kazmersky goes down. All right, this is Terry Lynch, the lead jammer now. Judy Arnold drops back. Arnold on defense. There's Arnold with that hip check, and this girl is potent. There's no question now. Kazmersky blocking out. Arnold looking on. Arnold signaling over. And up front there is Judy Sawinski. She's moving out on the late chase now. Sawinski is out on the late chase. All right, at the rear, there's Kazmersky and Lynch. This could be trouble. Look at Sawinski, knocks Kazmersky to one side. Sawinski from the outside with the aid of Terry Lynch. A total of 10 T-Bird points. That's a double grand slammer. 10 big T-Bird points. And the scoreboard reading now, the Hawks 79, the T-Birds 78, and the Birds are knocking on the door right now. Or I should say they're pecking on the door. The pack getting intact now. Time running out in this period. In fact, there's 3 seconds remaining. Time is running out here. The men will soon take the track for the final skating period of the game.
Hi, I'm John Hall, former T-Birds General Manager. This roller game skating action is brought to you by the publisher for Rolling Thunder, the golden age of roller derby and the rise and fall of the LA T-Birds. You can order this spectacular, exciting book on Amazon. Enjoy this final period of roller skating action.
Barbara O'Leary. And again, fans, please bear with us because we are having a little technical difficulty with the audio portion of our program, so please bear with us. All right, the men are on the track now for the final skating period of the game. It's all tied at 78 points apiece. All right, the jam is on now. It's Danny Riley and Dave Pound, the two coaches for their respective teams. A one-on-one situation up front. And look out, both jammers going down. Look at Dave Pound. Pound goes back at Riley. Riley is down and punches him right on the arm. Look out, look out. That's Roger Schroeder coming to Riley's aid. The pack getting intact now. It's all tied at 78. This particular game had 12-minute periods. Okay, there's Dave Pound knocking down a T-Bird. And it was Ed Payne going down. And he's got a pain right now. The pack getting intact. There's Dave Pound coming back at Danny Riley. And I'll tell you, there's no love lost between these two, Peter.
Looks like the referee's going to get in between him now and not before time. This Sid Harness, I don't know what he's saying to him, but Pound doesn't
evidently he's warning Pound that, hey, you could hit, but you got to use the elbow and not the fist.
That's what he should be saying to him. I think he's threatening with a penalty. Now that they've seen the bottom half of the screen, someone else is...
That's Jess Adams there complaining, and I guess he's telling Harkness...
That's the intimidation I was telling you about. They keep on the referees and keep on them to try and break them down a little bit.
Right, there's Riley taking down Dave Pound, and Pound doesn't like it now. Now there's Jess Adams from the infield, worrying about his coach a little bit, and I believe there's a timeout being called. Timeout, there was no score in that place, so don't go away. We rates the two teams. We're in the final skating period. A pack getting attacked now. Up front, we're looking for the Jammers. And it's going to be Dave Pound of the Hawks. He gets a two-man whip, and it's versus Danny Riley. A one-on-one situation now. Riley and Pound. There's Riley getting by Pound. Pound thought Riley was going to hit him over the head, and he ducked. And look at Danny Riley, and look at the embarrassed Dave Pound. How about that, fans? Look at Dave Pound. He's covering his face. He is embarrassed. The score now, Hawks 79, the Thunderbirds 82. Dave Pound a little embarrassed on that play, fans. There's Dave Pound, not too happy right now. Well, you don't see that smile from ear to ear. You know he's not happy. All right, the pack getting intact now. It's the Hawks and the Thunderbirds. About 8 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in this game. The pack getting intact. Sound of the whistle, the jam will get underway. All right, little Richard Brown for the T-Birds, wearing number 1. And right behind him or alongside of him is Frank Macedo. Richard goes down. Little Richard going down. So right now the spotlight is on Macedo. Frank Macedo, the lead jammer. And Peter, I believe they used to have a nickname for Macedo.
Hose Nose.
Oh, Hose Nose himself, Frank Macedo. Okay, he's moving up to Danny Riley. Danny Riley defending now. There's Macedo. Dave Pound dropping back. Pound as a decoy. And again, fans, you'll have to excuse us. We're having a little difficulty with the audio portion of our program, so please bear with us. All right, there's Dave Pound putting it in high gear. He's got something cooking. There's Macedo. Look at Pound. He breaks the door wide open. Macedo rolling. He wants more. He gets another whip. Now Macedo up to Richard Brown. Trying to get by Richard. If he does, he picks up another point. Richard trying to skate away. Richard, two fast skaters out there. Can he do it? There's Riley. What a block by Danny Riley, preventing Macedo to pick up another point. But not before Macedo picks up 4 big Chicago Hawk points. The score now, it's all tied up in knots at 82 points apiece. What a play by Danny Riley. And I'll tell you, that was something else, Peter. There's no question about it. No question indeed. We've got plenty of action. They call it War on Wheels. About 6 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in this game. The pack getting intact. The Thunderbirds need this game, as do the Chicago Hawks. Well, Peter, what's your prediction? I believe you said what team?
I said the Hawks were going to win it up front, Ed. I still stay with the Hawks. I saw Pound just use that block that I was telling you about, that shin block over through a double block. He can do that any time he likes, and usually he gets away with it and gets points. Okay, we have Pound again and Riley.
Pound and Riley. One-on-one, the two coaches for their respective teams. Look out, Pound leading Riley right against the rail. He's using that hand, and wow, that's painful, Peter.
He's going to wrap it around. That's one of his favourite tricks, wrapping the arm around the rail. And there's just no way you're going to get away from that kind of thing. And he's going to have a sore arm.
He is unbelievable, Dave Pound is. No question about it. There's Danny Riley, and he is in pain. And there's the trainer out there.
Old Doc Engstrom. Yeah.
Doc Engstrom there, attending to Danny Riley. And referee Johnny Rodriguez right there. Will make that Sid Harkness.
Doc Engstrom, the only man that can tell you to skate out a broken leg.
Is that right, Peter?
That's what he told Terry Lynch. She broke her leg, and he said, well, you better skate it out.
Unbelievable.
Then second thoughts, he thought, well, maybe we'll have an x-ray.
Okay, the pack getting attacked now. All right, the sound of the whistle, the jam will get underway. All righty. It's Danny Riley up front, along with Richard, and there's a hawk hitting the rail going down, and Frank Macedo. All right, 2 T-Birds. The lead jammers now. Number 8 is, make that Ed Payne and Greg Robertson, I believe. No, Richard Brown. Richard Brown. And number 2 is Gary Bickford. Gary Bickford, fans. Richard and Bickford. 2 hawks at the rear in Macedo and Pound. All right, look out. This is Bickford. Gary Bickford trying to get by. Little Richard. Look out. Hey, look at this Gary Bickford coming back and knocking down Macedo. Little Richard getting by, placing his hands on his hips, calling it off. 2 Thunderbird points on the play. 2 T-Bird points. The score now, Hawks 85. And the T-Birds 84. Yes, sir, we've seen some skating action, fans. No doubt about it. They call it war on wheels, and you can see why. 3 minutes remaining in this game, and there's a timeout being called. So with the timeout,
2 more jams.
3 minutes left, Peter. All right.
Hawks have got a 1-point lead.
Skaters' timeout is back in. Here we go now. Okay, we're back to the live action. Up front, there's Dave Pound getting the nod. Dave Pound up front with the lead.
The Hawks are going to tie this pack up now. They're going to have to tie it up, not let any T-Birds out, and they're doing it very successfully. And I'm sure we're going to see Riley back there to block out.
No question
T-Birds
about
down
that.
1 point. They're going to have to put their top man back there.
All right, there's Pound. Moving up at the rear is Danny Riley. Riley defending for the Thunderbirds. There's Pound. Pound now stopping, coming to a complete stop now. This is what Pound is known for, Peter.
Right, it's just his big back-off thing. Now he's got a second man back there now.
There's Jess Adams back there, number 35.
Macedo's back there as well. Now this will be the 2-man whip up the high point of the track to Riley. Now Riley's really going to have to set up for this one.
There's a 2-man rep. We're going to Pound over the rail. That backfired, and Dave Pound is all tangled. Look at Riley. He's going back for the kill right now, if you pardon the expression, but that's exactly what he's doing. Yes, sir, he's blasting all over Dave Pound, and Pound is tangled. Well, you got to say, you don't like to see these things, but...
And that's the end for Riley. Riley will be thrown out of the game for kicking. That'll be the end of Danny Riley. He's going to have to go to his top jammers now. You see Pound's down.
And he got a taste of his own medicine. That's all there's to it, Peter. And the trainer right there, Doc Engstrom, he's down there. Along with Macedo, they're a little concerned about Dave
pretty
Pound.
concerned about Pound. Looks like some ribs.
He's something else, I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what, he's getting up. He's going to continue. He knows he's got to be on that track if they want to win this game. Riley's out of the game. Riley's thrown out of the game for kicking. There's about enough time for 1 jam left. The Hawks still lead the game by 1 point.
Okay, now back to the jamming action. Time running out in the game. The score is 85-84. The Hawks on top. Little Richard Brown, the lead jammer right now. Richard Brown. He's going to try and go all the way now. At the rear, it's Roger Schroeder as a decoy. There's Schroeder blocking out Macedo. Macedo goes down. He gets back up. Okay, now Riley is out for the remainder of the game, and this could be a costly blow for the T-Birds. All right, now this could be tough here. Let's see how the T-Birds fare. There's Richard. And Schroeder blocking out a hawk back there. There's Richard from the inside.